We are
We
so
are so
blessed
blessed
to
to
have you
have you
joining
joining
us
us
this
this
morning.
morning.
My name
My
is
name is
Maribel
Maribel
Schleicher,
Schleicher,
and I am
and
so
I am so
honored to
honored to
serve as
serve as
platform
platform
partner this
partner this
morning.
morning.
If you
If
haven't
you haven't
already,
already,
please take a
please take a
moment to
moment
check
to
your
check
cell
your cell
phone
phone
and make
and
sure
make
it's
sure it's
in
in
quiet mode
quiet
and
mode
when
and
it
when
is. I
it's
think
when
it
it
is.
is.
And when you're
And when you're
ready, you
ready,
can
you can
stand if you
stand if you
like
like
and
and
join
join
us in
us in
singing
singing
I
I
Choose
Choose
Joy.
Joy.
When the walls come tumbling down, I choose joy, I choose joy. When the world stops spinning round, I choose joy, I choose joy. When my heart's hard to move, when my music has lost the groove, when I have too much to prove, I choose joy, I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. When hate is all I see, I choose joy, I choose joy. When fear won't let me be, I choose joy, I choose joy. When betrayal lies, hide the light from my eyes. I look up to the sky, I choose joy, I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. In this moment, right here, I choose joy, I choose joy. For the ones that I hold dear, I choose joy, I choose joy. To be who I might be, for the light to shine on me, for everybody to be free. I choose joy, I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. 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 I choose
Thank you,
Thank you,
Thomas.
Thomas.
Please join
Please
me
join me
now
now
in our
in our
opening
opening
prayer.
prayer.
I
I
invite you to
invite you
place
to
your
place your
hand
hand
in
in
your
your
heart,
heart,
close your
close
eyes
your
if you
eyes if you
like,
like,
and
and
just be
just be
aware of your
aware of your
breath.
breath.
Focus on the
Focus on the
breath.
breath.
Imagine
Imagine it
it flowing
flowing
in
in
and
and
out
out
of
of
your
your
chest or
chest or
heart
heart
area.
area.
A little
A little
slower,
slower,
a little
a little
deeper
deeper
than
than
usual.
usual.
Finding an
Finding an
easy,
easy,
comfortable
comfortable
rhythm
rhythm
with
with
equal
equal
inhales and
inhales
equal
and equal
exhales to
exhales
help
to help
soothe
soothe
the
the
nervous
nervous
system.
system.
I
I
invite you to
invite you to
think of
think of
something that
something that
brings a
brings a
smile to
smile
your
to your
face
face
and a
and a
song to
song
your
to your
heart.
heart.
And let
And
your
let your
body
body
feel
feel
that.
that.
And as
And
we
as we
prepare
prepare
for
for
prayer
prayer
this
this
morning
morning
for
for
our
our
service,
service,
we
we
take
take
a
a
moment in the
moment in the
stillness
stillness
to feel
to
that
feel that
presence.
presence.
The
The
presence that is always there.
there.
Presence
That
that
is
is
us.
us. The
The
presence
presence that
that
is
is every
every
being.
being.
We
We
trust in the divine power
of
of love,
love,
the
the
guiding
guiding
force
force
for
for
good
good
in our
in our
universe.
universe.
bless
the
service
service
this
this
morning.
morning.
We bless
Dawn,
Dawn,
our
our
future spiritual leader, as she shares her lesson.
We
We
bless
bless
the
the
music.
music,
Thomas,
our
our
top
team,
team,
Christy
Christy and
and
Don,
Don,
our
our greeters,
greeters,
prayer
prayer
chaplains,
chaplains,
daily word readers,
and
and
everyone
everyone
sitting in
sitting
each chair, watching
online
online now,
or
or
in
in
the
the
future.
future.
We're
We're all connected
in
in
this
this
now.
now moment.
We
We let our thoughts turn to God.
And
And
so
so
it
it
is.
is.
Amen.
Amen.
Let's
Let's
affirm
affirm
together.
together.
There
There is only one presence and one power, living as the universe and as me, God the good, omnipotent. Let's say our unity of Buffalo vision we're holding in our mind's eye. We know that
this
this
vision
vision
isn't
isn't
here
here
yet,
yet,
but
but
we have to believe
believe
it
it
first
in the mind's eye.
So
So
together,
together,
a
a
world
world of love, peace, and abundance for all.
and
And the way that vision will
be
be manifested
is
is when we practice our mission.
So
So let's say our mission together.
Practicing
Practicing the presence of God through prayer, education, service, creativity, and community.
And
And as we are going through our time of change, our time of transition from just the last few weeks of having Reverend Mary as our minister, our beloved minister for nearly 23 years,
It's
a big shift for our church. A lot of changes, a lot of changes in our world. Just take a moment
and
and let yourself relax into the idea of change. Relax into the idea of the unknown.
And
And perhaps
some
some fear may come up.
And
And so
when
when that happens, we can have our shadow side and we aren't our best selves. So we ask that we have compassion with each other when we do things like avoid conflict, when we lack transparency, when we aren't communicating skillfully, or not being fully present, when we spiritually bypass, and when we hold the consciousness of not enough. Because this is who we come here to be. This is what we are committed to. Our core values are, please join me, loving, spiritually centered, inclusive, respectful, compassionate, and authentic. In our evolutionary purpose statement, just let these words sink in. Say them with me. We are transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in our world. And speaking of those that make a positive difference, our daily word reader, where is she? Where's Max? There she is. Our daily word reader is Max.
I'm shy. You all know I'm shy, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I accomplished my goal. I made you laugh.
What's that little sinkhole?
Hey, there is a little sinkhole up here. They aren't kidding. I'm surprised.
Oops, okay.
All right.
Wait, what?
Oh, can everyone hear me? Wow. Can everyone hear me? Yeah.
Well,
Just
if
talk
you-
over it.
All right, we'll talk over it. Oh, that sounds better. All right, the word is forgiveness. And I probably need more than that. Anyone knows. Forgiveness is my path to peace. Occasionally, I may decide that a transgression or a mistake is simply unforgivable. However, when I maintain a spiritual perspective, I realize forgiveness is key to moving on from painful interactions and is an important part of my spiritual path. Releasing unforgiveness may be one of the hardest things I will do, but I trust there will be peace in my heart and clarity in my mind when I do it. Whether I struggle to forgive another or myself, I trust there is no judgment or condemnation in spirit. Whatever the error, the divine presence within can help me transcend it. There is no pain, no hurt that is greater or more enduring than God's love. This is the comfort and promise that helps me forgive and know lasting peace. Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Luke 6:37. And say with me, forgiveness is my path to peace. Thank you.
Thank you,
Nance.
And
As the daily word said, something caught my ear here. An important part of our spiritual path.
I'm
I'm
pleased to introduce
our speaker for today, who's certainly going to be and already is an important part of our spiritual path and will become our future spiritual leader. Please join me in welcoming Dawn Lewandowski as she continues to share her lesson on the 12 powers, the power of ZEAL, the divine energy that ignites our passion and enthusiasm for life. And Dawn certainly embodies that. Please join me in welcoming Dawn.
WWE entrance music.
Since the topic's ZEAL, I needed a little entrance music. Good morning. I'm so glad to be back. I'm loving doing this series. So I'm continuing the Finding the Power in the 12 Powers series, which is inspired by the book, The 12 Powers of Man, by Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore. So far, I've talked about the divine powers of faith, strength, wisdom, love, power, imagination, understanding, will, and order. Got through a lot of them so far. Just a reminder, I'm focusing on one of them at a time, but all of these 12 powers are always present, they're innate in you, and they're interconnected. They're working together. I will round out the series in November and December with the powers of release and life. So Sharon Connors in Adventures in Resilience, Ignite the 12 Powers in You to Create a Radiant Life, says, It's the energy that inspires, motivates, energizes, and moves us forward to what we love and all that is important to us.
From Unity's Revealing Word Metaphysical Dictionary, zeal is defined as intensity, ardor, enthusiasm. And it continues, zeal is a mighty force that incites the winds, the tides, the storms. It urges the planet on its course and spurs the ant to greater exertion. It is the urge behind all things. Zeal is the affirmative impulse of existence. Its command is to go forward. So zeal is a force of nature. It is our nature. It is natural in us. Whether we realize it or not, whether we are consciously in touch with it or not, it's there. Perhaps we can see it in its purest form in children. Splashing in rain puddles, dancing like no one's watching, letting out emotions freely. Unfortunately, for too many people, due to familial, cultural, and religious pressures, this kind of unbridled enthusiasm and wholehearted living is considered inappropriate in adults. Rain and puddles are seen as obstacles to important business. Dancing is reserved to the living room or is scripted or toned down in public. Emotions are considered good or bad and are repressed if not seen as appropriate to the moment. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of spaces where unbridled enthusiasm is encouraged in adults. Or as people age, they forget to live with zeal as they get caught up in the daily business of this culture. In contrast, at the age of 94, Charles Fillmore famously said these words, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me." He was still living with zest and ready to act boldly, listening in for divine guidance. I invite you to say this affirmation with me. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm. One more time. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm. Woo, some of us got it. So I want everyone to take a moment and reflect on how that felt. So for some of you, saying this might have felt great, right? Because it's matching the enthusiasm that you already are feeling this morning. Or for some, it may have stimulated your enthusiasm, helped you connect to that innate zeal. And for others, it may have felt a little neutral, maybe kind of rote. And still for others, there may be some that it's not quite resonating. There's some resistance when saying this affirmation. So working with affirmations needs to be a mindful process. It's not about repetition and force. Though maybe you start with a new affirmation, you might not totally believe it yet in body, mind, and soul, but there's some openness or commitment to the belief. An option to make it more embodied to how you are in the moment is to find a phrase that calls on your power of zeal but matches where you are and calls you to move down the path. So there's not only one option. So if saying that you're sizzling today does not resonate, you might try, I claim my innate power of zeal. Or you might take a pause, settle into your heart's knowing. You could bring to mind something in your life, past or present, that helps zeal to arise, and then affirm, divine zeal is arising in me now. As children, many of us had family religions that may have encouraged us to say things mechanically, by rote, and affirm beliefs that really didn't fit us. It is important not to recreate the resistance that fosters. Affirmations are a powerful tool to help us remember what we truly believe. The purpose is to bring us into alignment with the truth. If we are saying them and resisting them at the same time, it is an invitation to check in with ourselves, tend to ourselves, and discern what spiritual practice will most support our return to centeredness in who we are, our essence. For myself, as I started to read and reflect on zeal for this lesson, I made the discovery that my usual zeal has been a bit toned down of late. While I want to honor my grieving process and feelings, I also, at the same time, want to remember the truth of my beingness. Upon reflecting in the silence, I realized that while I need to allow time and space for grieving, I also want to allow time and space to cultivate my power of zeal. Spend time focusing my attention on the zest of life, what I love, the wonder. And it became clear to me that right now I need to be more intentional about doing that. With all that's going on in the world today, maybe some of you can relate. We do want to make sure that we're not trying to do away with our normal human feelings of loss or concern. We want to recognize the importance of what they might be telling us is needed, what we might be called to do at this time, in this moment. We want to understand and integrate our feelings so we can truly shift and learn and grow through our life experience. Sometimes we can wish we were more in tune with our essence of zeal, and we try to fake it, hoping we will make it. Really faking it could be what's called spiritual bypassing, denying what is really happening or ignoring our feelings. What I find more helpful is to acknowledge how you feel and look for the divine zeal within you and in the universe. They coexist, however you feel, and zeal. With zeal, with all the 12 powers, you don't have to create them. They are in us. We just need to center into them and allow them to flow through us and into the world as us. If you are not feeling your divine power of zeal as part of the flow of your life, it is time to reclaim it. Charles Fillmore wrote, "To be without zeal is to be without the zest of living." We all can live a zesty life. Zest is enjoyment, pleasure, enthusiasm. It is what calls us forward. This life, this world, this experience is ours to celebrate and enjoy. If, like me, some things have tapped your energy of late, it's important to notice and set an intention to reclaim your joy, your divine enthusiasm for life. Since it is an attribute of our divine essence that lives as us, it is never far away. It is only covered by perspectives and attitudes that we picked up somewhere along our journey. The ability of a toddler to openly express all their feelings, live their joy, and release their sadness is still in us. The zeal of a 5-year-old splashing in a puddle, it's still there. The inspired energy of a teenager who is ready to make their dreams come true is still part of our essence. Zeal is the energizing part of the presence that is living as the universe and as us. Again, this doesn't mean we pretend to be happy when we're not. It doesn't mean we push down our feelings. I am still grieving. If I deny that, it can kind of get stuck in me. Instead, my goal is to even put energy into letting the grief flow, to let it out like a toddler. When I was writing this part, I was reminded of Rumi's poem, The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Rumi wrote of complex emotion in poems that are full of zeal. The very beauty of being human is the range of feelings that we have. And in each experience, there is learning. If we are fearful of our feelings, if we repress them, it flattens our experience. So cry when you need to cry. Literally, it detoxifies us by releasing stress hormones. And let out that big, full belly laugh. The whole range of life. When you're centered in your power of zeal, then all of life is like a canvas on which you can paint wonders. Just because I am processing some deep emotions, that doesn't mean my zeal has to disappear or is somehow inappropriate. In truth, this is when my zeal can be quite useful and supportive. So I can see and feel all the complicated joys and sorrows of life. Here's another poem, The Summer Day by Mary Oliver. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who was eating sugar out of my hand, who was moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I've been doing all day long. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Zeal, enthusiasm for life. It arises with presence, seeing all that is here. I love those details in her poem. And when I was looking at these flowers this morning, like looking at those purple roses, it can bring you into zeal. It's the presence of it. In Heart-Centered Metaphysics, Paul Hasselbeck says, use zeal to passionately start the process of demonstrating life as wholeness and health, as well as adding passion to the stick-with-itness of strength. We say that unity is a positive path for spiritual living. This doesn't mean we won't experience hard moments of being human. It means we can still be inspired and joyful. We can still act on our passions and live fully into this life. We can incline ourselves toward joy. And there's research on this. I've shared it before. Rick Hansen is a neuropsychologist that has studied the brain and how we can incline our minds toward joy. We were designed to look for danger out there, to make sure we're safe. And Rick Hansen says, when something happens that concerns us and brings up emotions of anxiety and fear, those things stick to us like Velcro, and then we're walking around all day like that. And then when we have an experience of love, joy, peace, zeal, that tends to slip off us like we're made of Teflon. But the research on this found that we can change this. When we have one of these beautiful moments of joy and delight, we can pause and intentionally soak up those feelings. And this literally inclines our mind toward joy. It changes the neural pathways in the brain. Let's try it. Let's pause for a moment. Bring to mind something that you love, maybe something that's happened recently, a time you felt good. Now take a moment to just imagine that situation. Let yourself feel the pleasantness of that moment. Let it sink in, spread through your whole being. You just changed your brain. Your brain is now a little more likely to notice the joy. It is a little more inclined toward the zest of life. Whenever you have a moment in which you feel joyful and content, you can save it and let it change your mind. It's important to be honest about what is hard for the human self, to love fully, grieve fully, and we can accompany anything that is challenging with experiences and acts of enthusiasm and ardor. Charles Fillmore wrote, "Energy is zeal in motion, and energy is the forerunner of every effect." We want to let that energy flow. So, as far as restoring our awareness of our divine enthusiasm, I have mentioned using affirmations and savoring the joyful, peaceful moments. Another practice that can stoke our zeal is gratitude. Researcher Brene Brown found that one thing that those who live joy-filled lives have in common is the practice of gratitude, reflecting with appreciation on those things that support us and inspire us, adds to our joy, increasing our zest for life. Now let's circle back to our opening quote from Charles Fillmore. "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me." This time, I want to focus on the second half of the quote. Charles said, "I spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me." This is not to be confused with things that others think you should do, or even what your mind tries to talk you into doing. Ought to be done refers to what we come to know is ours to do upon reflection. Charles says, never repress the impulse, the force, the zeal welling up in you. Commune with it in spirit and praise it for its great energy and efficiency in action. At the same time, analyze and direct its course. He said, "Let your zeal be tempered with wisdom." The power of zeal needs the guidance of the power of divine wisdom. As I said at the start, our powers work together. Zeal is a powerful force, and when coming from love and guided by wisdom, it has the potential to bring greater peace and unity to our lives and communities. Zeal without divine wisdom and love, coming from our essence, can be led astray. When disconnected in this way, many have strived for material things and worldly power, turning their zest toward things that do not nourish or support humanity in the long run. Zeal can also be aimed at thoughts and beliefs that are not spiritual and uplifting. Some people put a lot of passion into not liking themselves or mistrusting others. Charles said that to grow spiritually, we should always be careful to exercise our zeal in spiritual ways. Spiritual zeal, zeal that is informed by the heart and guided by our inner wisdom, is a force that can change the world. In Divine Audacity, Linda Martella Whitsett says, "Spiritual zeal is the harnessing of enthusiasm as a propellant into purposeful living. Zeal is an attitude of forwardness and courageousness. Zeal is single-minded devotion to one's purpose. Zeal is our rightful power of enthusiasm, audacity, and devotion. Knowing what is uniquely ours to do calls for personal discernment, time and silent reflection. Whether you become widely known by writing an impactful book or becoming a cultural influencer, or you live a quiet life as a role model of kindness to those close to you, what matters is that you are taking the enthusiastic path of your own discernment. The daily word from September 17th of this year, says, "Whatever I am called to do, I can count on the energy and zeal of God within me to help me do it." Divine zeal is active in and as each of us. We can all tap into it, find our own personal variety of zest for life. One more quote from Charles Fillmore. "Zeal is the great universal force that impels humankind to spring forward in a field of endeavor and accomplish the seemingly miraculous." We can create wonders with divine zeal. One last idea for bringing forth divine zeal in moments that seem challenging is to spend time with others who live their zeal. The enthusiasm of this Unity Buffalo community is one thing that has supported me over the years. And when I think of individuals who exemplify zeal, someone who easily comes to mind is Reverend Mary. Her enthusiasm for life is infectious. Her genuine joy for the joy of others is an inspiration. She's openly playful. With her retirement, we have some big zeal shoes to fill. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale said, "Think excitement, talk excitement, act out excitement, and you are bound to become an excited person. Life will take on new zest, deeper interest, and greater meaning. You can think, talk, and act yourself into dullness or into monotony or into unhappiness. By the same process, you can build up inspiration, excitement, and surging depth of joy." As we go through this period of transition at the church, our energy and enthusiasm will carry us far together. It is time to stoke up the divine zeal.
Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. You have all you need, it's all inside of you. Just close your eyes and breathe and know that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float
As we prepare for meditation, I invite you to find a position that is comfortable for you, in which you feel relaxed and alert. You may choose to close your eyes or direct them softly downward. Maybe taking a moment to just come into your body and feel your feet connected to the earth. Noticing the weight of your body in the chair, the energy in your hands, your presence in this space. Shifting the attention from the mind to the heart. Perhaps becoming aware of your breath and inviting in relaxation. I invite you to think of someone or something, a person, a pet, an event that exemplifies or inspires divine zeal for you. Pure, loving, wise enthusiasm for the moment, for life, for what gives life meaning. Take a moment to let the zeal of that person, animal, or situation inspire your heart. Perhaps say to yourself silently, "Divine zeal is moving in me now." Then perhaps drop in the question, what is divine zeal inspiring in me now? And listen in the silence. Taking a moment longer to absorb that sense of purposeful zeal to whatever degree it arose. Or if divine zeal is feeling elusive, perhaps making a commitment to yourself to kindly cultivate and nurture your zeal. As we round out this meditation time, I invite you to gently start to bring your attention back to our shared space. Perhaps moving the feet, the hands, stretching in any way that feels good. And when you're ready, opening your eyes.
Harriet is our prayer chaplain today. If the greeters would like, one of the greeters would bring up the prayer box. Okay, let's take a few deep cleansing breaths. Breathing in God's light and God's love, especially God's love. And exhaling any fears or concerns or anything that could keep you from the here and the now. Now center yourself in your heart center and allow these words to be words coming from deep within your heart center. Father, Mother, God, I am so grateful for your presence in my life and the lives of everyone I hold dear in my heart. I know, God, that your love is greater than any challenge we may face. We see each and every person in our hearts with love, asking for your healing power to bless each and every one of them. And we know, God, with you all things are possible. We ask for peace and love to blanket our whole world and our country. We ask that political hate dissolves, and in our hearts we see and send love to those who have been attempted assassinated or assassinated. We do not need division. We need love. No matter who anyone is, with peace we ask for love for all. Thank you, God. Amen. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Thomas.
Horizons out before our view. God is blessing me and you. There are castles in the air, dreams that we can share. Love is everywhere too. Horizons we are sure to find in our present state of mind, and with Christ to show the way, we know every day that the sun will rise as the bluebird flies over new horizons for me and you. We know every day as the bluebird flies over new horizons for me and you.
Our love offering time is an opportunity to contribute to the vision and the mission of our ministry. We like to say that thoughtful, generous giving from a grateful heart. And as a reminder, you can support your ministry through in-person giving today and also through our website and with regular mail-in contributions as well as automatic deductions. Christy can accept credit or debit cards, and she's in the back corner following the service. We're so grateful for all of the generous ways that you support our ministry. Let's take a moment to bless the gifts we provide to Unity of Buffalo in so many ways by affirming the following affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Freely I give, and freely I receive. Thank you, God. Please refer to our weekly email blast for all the wonderful things that are going on at the church, but I do have a few things to remind you of, and one of them is a very important opportunity next Sunday to go down in the annals of our history. Is that the right word? Sounds a little off. The annals of our history? It's going to go down in history. We're going to take a group photo with Reverend Mary. And that's going to be, so please wear something you want to be remembered in, because this photo will be part of the annals of our memory, or whatever they are. And also next Sunday is our annual congregation meeting. Ta-da! At this point, we ask that you take a packet, one per household, please. We also ask you to try and remember to bring them back with you next Sunday, because we don't want to kill any more trees. So this is all the information. It includes the agenda. And you'll note that our BPO raffle tickets are being sold again this week and next week. And we will be pulling the winning ticket during the annual meeting. So, the tickets, it's 2 tickets to the Buffalo Philharmonic Clouds in My Coffee concert featuring the music of Joni Mitchell, Carole King, and Carly Simon. The show is on Saturday, November 15th at 7:30. But if you win and you can't go that day, you can exchange those for another concert, or if you want a concert during the day. The tickets are $2 for one chance, $5 for 3 chances, and your best buy is $10 for 12 tickets to win. And all proceeds are going directly to Unity of Buffalo. And we're going to be selling, Richard and I will be selling them. Where do you want to sell them? Up here today? Are we having coffee today? Yes. We are having coffee? Yes. Okay, yeah. We'll sell them downstairs where the food is usually set up. We'll be positioned there to take all your money. Richard is ready. He's ready to twist arms. Just like the IRS, ready to take your money. Always. And if you missed it, in our email blast, we had 10 more reasons, 10 bonus reasons to buy tickets. So go back and check your email blast. And this coming week in the email blast, we'll have a final 10 reasons to buy tickets. So sometimes I get the email blast and I think, oh, I'll read it later or whatever. Read it, because there's a lot. Christy puts a lot of good stuff in there, and you never know what's going to surprise. Yeah, yay, Christy. She does a beautiful job with that. And you never know what surprises are going to be there, and you might miss them if you don't read that email blast. Yeah, Liam says, yeah. So next Sunday is our annual meeting, and then the next Sunday, November 2nd, is going to be a very special day celebrating Reverend Mary, celebrating all things Reverend Mary and Judy. Reverend Mary will be giving the lesson. The music is the message. Then we're going to have a special playback theater production celebrating stories of Reverend Mary. Yes? People will get to share their experience of Reverend Mary, and they'll be played back. Then at 12:30, we're going to have a special luncheon. It's not a potluck. It's a luncheon. So, yay. If you have any special dietary needs for the luncheon, please let Christy know. We've also put together a fun retirement gift basket for Reverend Mary. If you'd like to contribute, there's a basket set up there. You can see Joyce if you have any questions about that before the party. Plus, there's also a little box to put in some cards for Reverend Mary. The Unity Art Show will be displayed in our sanctuary for the months of November and December. All artists within our ministry are invited to share their work. Please see Judy Puffpath. Is Judy here? She's not here today, is she? Oh, she is here. There she is, hiding. Judy Angel Puffpath is there to take all your questions. And Michelle, you want to say a few words, please?
Morning, folks. I'm Michelle, for those who don't know. I made this announcement last week, but I want to be thorough, make sure I cover everything with everyone. 2 things on behalf of the welcoming committee. We want to get back to using our name tags.
Look at all those people that name tags.
So those who don't have name tags, come up to me after and take your names, and Christy will tend to that. Those who possibly have name tags still, check in our back box. But let's do our best on a weekly, every Sunday, to get back to wearing our name tag. So it's like Cheers, where everyone knows your name. We want to make sure we're referring to you correctly. And then the second piece, on behalf of the Building and Grounds team, we are starting to lock the back door at the start of service for security safety reasons. So, if you're one of those folks that comes at 10:10, 10:05, of course you're still welcomed, but please come to the front door because the back door will be locked. Questions, concerns, please talk to me. Thank you.
Miss Michelle. Now let's form our closing circle.
Anybody in need of prayer or would love to have some prayer, I invite you to meet me over here. It would be an honor for me to pray with you.
Thank you, Harriet. Thank you for that reminder, that loving, zealful prayer reminder. So let's zealfully join together as we sing We're All Friends Here and form our closing circle.